Grandpa's feeling a little frisky today. Let me say something to all you and be as clear and concise as possible. Hey y'all, it's Kid Rock here. When I got a call from my friend JJ to partner with him and Shipped to help out my community, I saw the perfect opportunity to help families directly. So here's what's going on here in Nashville and Davidson County. We're gonna pick 50 families, and each family will get $200 towards groceries and more, dropped off right at their doorstep. Plus, each family will get free access to Shipped same-day delivery for an entire year. If you know someone who could use an extra hand right now, here's an opportunity to pay it forward. Nominate a friend or family member who has been significantly impacted by tagging them here. Tell us a little about their story, and JJ and I will select 50 people to receive a Shipped membership at $200 in credit. There were some times when I thought this is a big break when I was 18 years old and got signed to Jive RCA Records. And, it was just, I still, every step of the way I learned something, I've heard that cliche, which I believe is very true. If you learn from your mistakes, you just keep moving forward and it makes you a better person. And I'm the living proof of that, because there was mistake after mistake or learning curve after learning curve from the time I was 17 years old. I thought my big break was with Jive RCA, and then working with Too Short and D Nice, and then touring with Ice Cube and Too Short. And then, I came home from all that and I got dropped and I had like $2,200 in my pocket. So I went right to the music store and bought a piece of equipment. I was broke again, moved back in with my parents. And then from there I started putting out independent records. My real big break was when I signed with Atlantic Records. That was when I was 18, when I was 27 years old, and got a check. I started making money. And the following year, made tons of money. And the next year, made more money than I ever thought I'd make. And so there's a lot of time in between there and before there, but I would kind of look at those two things as big breaks. But I thought it was a big break when I got a gig at the VFW Hall in Mount Clemens when I was 15 years old. Every time I did something, I thought, this is huge. I'll never do anything bigger than this. And then, cut to, I'm sitting there at some point a few years ago, and there's like every living president in front of me, and I'm singing Born Free, and I'm like, because, every step of the way, and I've done a lot in between that and when that happened, that I'm like, this will never get any weirder.
Well, that leads to something fairly deep, and that is, who are you? I mean, down deep inside yourself, who are you?
Oh, somebody likes to have fun, who likes to treat people kind, have a great time, stands up for what he believes in at all costs. And yeah, I like to jerk people's chains a little bit. It's just fun for me too to have, I have a double wide trailer up there, but I got a dude who drives me around in a Rolls Royce with a Waffle House plate on it. And I think that's awesome. I crack myself up with that. I'm like, this is, start playing the Star Spangled Banner right now. It's more American than that.
You play a lot of instruments. In fact, you had one album which you played every instrument at one time on the album. Where did that come from? Did you have music lessons?
Not really. I had, I used to hide in the closet for piano lessons. I think I took one guitar lesson, maybe two. And didn't really pick up instruments seriously until I was maybe 17 or 18. Somewhere around then, where I really started tinkering around and started finding the relationship between them, that there's only 7 notes. And at this stage, what I've found is, for me, I would never sell myself as a player in any means, especially in this town. You see these kids running around this town, I'm scared to ask the kid that's serving me dinner at any restaurant in this town what he does. Because if I have a few too many whiskeys and start running my mouth, that kid will probably play me under the table. But it's not that I'm a player at any levels, but I can play rhythms that I like, that other people seem to enjoy.
Another tragedy has befallen the legendary country music singer after losing his longtime friend and pal, Toby Keith. Now he has again lost a very important person in his life, that is his dad, Bill Ritchie Sr. Kid Rock actually moved on to be with, said that his dad moved on to be with Jesus yesterday. That's what he wrote on his social media. He said he was an incredible father, a grandfather, a great grandfather, and so much more. And you know, none shy of being quite the character. Thank you for your condolences in advance. God bless you. I love you, Pap. That was the message Kid Rock actually posted on his socials immediately after the passing on of his father Bill, and his wife Susan Ritchie lived in Royal Oak and Romeo and once owned Crest Lincoln-Mercury dealership in Sterling Heights, as widely reported. When his son started to rise in the late 1990s and 2000s, Ritchie was reportedly the chairman of the Detroit Auto Show in the 80s. According to a summer 2000 profile on Kid Rock in the Detroit News, his parents had 4 children, including Kid Rock being the third. And of course, Bill Ritchie was described by one of Rock's early collaborators as very conservative, who was unsure about his son's involvement in the Detroit hip-hop scene at first, but later made strides to be more open-minded. So we are sending our condolences to Kid Rock in this moment in time, because it's really very hard to lose a parent, and of course coming from a situation where he has lost a very dear friend, Toby Keith. So he's going through a very tough time. Let us pray for him, and all we can say is rest in power the king, the father of Kid Rock, that is Bill Ritchie.